Good morning, welcome, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope you're alright. Just trying to get the bird song working for you. And then I can get cracking. So I'm on my own today in the shop, so if I do have any customers, as usual, you know the score, unless you're new. If you're new, welcome along. But yeah, if I have any customers, I will have to go downstairs and serve them because we are a working shop as well as an art education facility. Good morning, Sue. Sunny High Wycombe. It wasn't that great when I came into work this morning, but it was pleasant enough. I don't think we've got any sun here. I'm trying to look through the window, but I've got a thing down. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Sharon. Is anybody in Banbury? Can they tell me what the weather's like? Because I'm going to look out the window. Hang on, I'll look out the window. It's overcast here. You've got all the sunshine. That's not fair. Right, so don't forget these are our demos. They're not classes. If you want to paint along, good luck if you can keep up with me. But it's to show you different tips and techniques. Good morning, Trish. You've got sun in done stew. Waft a bit over here, will you? Because I want... Oh, not that it makes any difference to me. Oh, hang on. Sun's coming out. That's good. You had plenty of rain yesterday and over. Oh, did you? We've had bits of rain here. Nothing like they've had in Greece at the moment. They've had flash floods in Greece yesterday. Athens. It was just it was a street of massive rainwater. So, Paxton's Tower. Have you been? Have you heard of it? It is National Trust. It's a folly. And it's a neo-Gothic folly and erected in honour of Lord Nelson. Now, I know I'm learning Welsh and I have Welsh heraldry, however, my Welsh accent isn't great, but it's on the top of a hill near Llanarthney in Carmarthenshire. And it's got it's quite high on top of a hill and it's got views over the Botanic Gardens and the Tui Valley. Built around about early 1800s, in the first decade of the 1800s. So that's a little bit of history for you on where it is. I'm planning next year's classes already because we release them around about mid to end of October. But with next month, the free demo on the 1st of October is an autumn woodland lane in mixed media, so that'll be quite fun. And then we've got Lomond Hills Regional Park in winter using watercolour, and then Snowy Mountains in pen and wash. So that's the rest of this year's free demonstration sorted. So I've got a selection of colours and they're along the top of the screen for those of you taking notes, and obviously this will stay. Oh, do you know what? I forgot to put this on our website. See if I can do that now. I knew I'd forgotten something this morning. I've had some customers in the shop quite early, so I've been trying to get this, and then I dropped something on the floor and it spilled everywhere. You know what it's like. Slightly chaotic, but it wouldn't be my life if it wasn't. Right, I'll be a little bit quiet for a second while I click buttons and look like I know what I'm doing. I don't. I think I can do this now. I think I can do this while this is live. We'll find out, won't we? Hello, Sue. Brunt Sienna. Yes, it's my new version. It's that I can't type. Just another one of those days. I have a lot of those days. A lot. I will start painting in a minute because it's going to eat into it. But you can see I have drawn. We've got our reference image here. I wanted there's loads of images of Paxton's Tower, loads, and a lot of it is just a tower on a hill, and you've kind of got no idea of its surroundings. So what I wanted to do was to find one that shows that it's elevated and we've got a hill. But the interesting thing, those of you that come to my acrylic classes, I hope you've had a nice break. So those of you who come onto my acrylic classes would know roughly what I might be planning on doing. I don't know. This is taking forever to load our website because we've got so much exciting stuff on there. So you can, if you are grateful for what we do, we know money is tight, and we don't ask for money for our free demonstrations because they're free demonstrations. But if you would like to donate, you can do so with PayPal along the bottom of the screen, or you can head to our website and go and donate £3 using our coffee button or Ko-fi button on the bottom of the website. There's no don't do it if you can't. However, the best way at the moment, and it's free, that'll cause your ears to prick up. If you go onto either our free learning zone on our website or onto our YouTube channel, if you could just watch as many of our free videos as possible, we need an extra 1,500 viewing hours before we can start to monetize our YouTube page. And if we monetize our YouTube channel, then all of our free things will earn us money the more people that watch them. And that means that people haven't got to spend money. Only the advertising companies are spending money, and all you have to do is watch and enjoy free education. So if you could do that, that would be really good. You have to have 4,000 viewing hours, and we need. Oh, do you know what? There's 2 lots of colours on here. Why have I got 2 lots of colours? That's not the one we want. This is the one we want. Oh dear, oh. They've changed the screen layout, so I can't see what's going on. So, you know, I'm having to give up putting it on there because I'm going to have to start painting. Right. Start with the background. Little flat brush. And I'm going to mix lemon yellow and ultramarine together. Quite a bluey mix. And I know it's not misty. And I don't care. Because I'm going to do something exciting. Yes, please, Sharon, do. I mean, it's only a little ask. But for us, I mean, I think if we monetize our page, we're never going to get millions of pounds because we don't get that many views. But for a small, struggling business like us, if there's something you can do that helps us and it's free, then we really would appreciate it. And you benefit as well, you know. But yeah, you need 4,000 viewing hours before YouTube consider you for monetization. We've got enough followers, thankfully. We've got over 6,000 followers on our YouTube page, which is wonderful. So thank you very much for those that follow. And we've got 2,600 hours logged of the 4,000 that we need. So we're getting there. So you might be looking at this and you're thinking, Barry, why have you painted your background hills first? Well, I'm glad you asked. I want to create mist over the background because it is misty. And I also want to have a nice sky. So really, why am I going to have two lots of misty times, if you like, when I can do it all in one go? And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the background, and then when I paint the sky will become the mist. So it will cover and soften that background at the same time. That is what I hope will happen. And I've just enabled myself to put that live stream on. I'm just checking the shop because it's gone very quiet in there. So I've just done this ultramarine lemon yellow mix, slightly more ultramarine because that's important. All you have to do is watch. Absolutely, that is all you have to do. The more you watch, the faster we can get monetization. And once we get monetization, you know, when you go on YouTube and there are videos with an advert before, and the really popular ones might have an advert in it. They will get whoever's done the video will get a penny for every view or something like that from the from the advertisers, for allowing them to advertise onto their page. So literally all you have to do is watch. Just going to give my brush a bit of a clean, and I am going to make an even darker green with a bit more blue and a tiny bit of black. I'm using a thin brush. I'm hoping I can get this done in 45 minutes, but it does also depend on how busy the shop is. It does tend to be busy on a Saturday morning, although they should all be watching my demonstration. So I'm going to paint a few wiggles and lines, creating, I'm hoping it will show up on the screen, a few fields, and I will tint the fields. You can make it wobbly. Little blobs down here because we want to give it an idea that it's far away, and that just needs to dry for a few minutes. He says fiddling even more. I'm terrible, aren't I? But what I can do is use a little bit of lemon and put a little bit of a lemon glaze in some of the gaps. You can do this in watercolour as well. You can glaze with watercolour. So a glaze is when you use a transparent colour over the top of an existing colour. So a few lemon yellow ones. I can do a yellow ochre one. Something there. So you can see it's very dark at the moment, but we're going to put that in the mist. I get misty. Oh, I might do a burnt sienna one. I don't want to do too much detail, and I don't want to take away too much from the subject, which is the tower. So I might have to whack the hairdryer on this because of time. So it feels a bit weird because that's the only thing that I've painted currently. And it's also one of the darkest things on here. So in terms of the sky, I'm going to use this brush here. It's several years old now, and it's almost a stick. Basically, Sue, yeah. Morning, Roger. Yeah, all you have to do, turn it on. I know, Rosemary, you do that, don't you? Good morning, and I'll forgive you for your 15 minutes tardiness. Yeah, all you have to do is literally put it on in the background. You don't even have to have the sound on if you don't want to listen to me whining away in the background. So it's got to be our free ones off our YouTube channel, not your classes. So if you've paid for classes, and they're the private link, they don't count. It has to be public ones. So they'll be the ones on our free learning zone mainly that you'll watch. And as I say, we still need 1,400 viewing hours. So if you can, that would make a massive difference, and it means you're not having to spend money, and we will potentially earn. It might only be a penny a day, but to be honest, it's money that nobody's having to shell out, other than the advertising companies. So for us, that would make a big difference, and it could even be the difference between what keeps us open and what over the next coming year or so. Right, so we're gonna go, because it's not easy. I won't pretend it is. It's not. It's not easy for anyone at the minute, but tiny little shops like us. I'm mixing some black and white together to make grey, and I'm just going to shove it on me sky. You can really hear that, can't you? We had a lovely oil painting class last night. We were doing a gnarly old tree, because we do a monthly oil class on the first Friday of the month. And everybody did a lovely job. A lot of moaning, they won't mind me saying, because they were very vocal. We did negative painting, and they didn't like it. But they trusted me, and they entrusted me with the process, and they did some fantastic things. So I'm just covering it in shades of grey. As we know, there are 50. But I'll just paint a few. I don't want it blocky, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a roll and a twist with my brush. That's quite dark. Let's go quite dark and brooding over here. Might throw in a little bit of ultramarine. Although this black is quite a bluey black. Now, when I was a child, there was Look and Read on the telly on BBC Two during school time, and that's when they wheeled out the telly trolley and put it on. And Look and Read was to help children learn how to read, and it had little shows and things on. And one I remember very clearly, and painting this has just brought it back to me, was called Dark Towers, and it was about a ghost who was trying to save a family home from people trying to extort money. It was a really good, and it was for young children, because any words that might be hard to understand, it would come up on the screen in big right. Oh, am I doing sound effects? Good morning, Anne Bodada. Sidiki. I do find if you do sound effects, it does actually help the process. But blimey, this is drying mega quick today. I'm going to struggle to get this done in another 25 minutes. I haven't got the aircon on today because there's only me here. I feel a bit bad putting aircon on just for me, so I've got a fan on my head. It's the only fan I have. It could be the fact that this brush is basically just a stick. I don't want to go over that just yet. But basically, if I just dilute this on my brush, and I'll just use a little bit off up here, I should be able to just, because my green's dry. So only do this if your green is dry. Then we've got our mist while we're doing the same colour. I think we have done this in class. I've got to get a wriggle on. So I'm rolling the brush between my finger and thumb. I'm getting older, I've started to get a little bit of arthritis in my thumb. And it's stinging a little bit doing it nowadays. Oh, to be 20 again. I mean, I'm not old by old standards, but technically I am middle-aged. And that's if I live double to this, I'd be pretty amazed. I've added a bit of yellow ochre in here as well, just because I can. No, we try not to, I mean, as much as I'd love you to spend all of your money with me, I know currently that's not going to be possible, because there's a lot more important things like heating and eating that need to take precedent in our lives. So I am very grateful for any of you who choose to spend money with us at such difficult times, because it's easy to support shops when the going's good, isn't it? Anyone can support a shop if they've got a bag full of money, but it takes a special kind of person that still wants to support a shop when they haven't got much themselves. So I do appreciate it, because as you can probably presume, the arts isn't eating and eating are greatly overrated. I think they are, yes. However, hey, some of you might know anyway that I back in April I installed garden solar lights in my house, and that might sound a bit odd, but I used garden solar lights. The solar panels are on the window ledge outside, and I've got they're two spotlights. I can turn them on and off as and when I wish. And I've got them in the dining room, the living room, the bathroom, and the hall. So I actually don't have to put any lights on in my house. And hello, Mrs. Riley. And I've just put a meter reading in for July and August, and my electricity bill has actually gone down by £14 for the month compared to previous times. So I can't say that's specifically down just to the solar lights, but I'm pretty grateful that it's going down and not up. So maybe... Oh, my flower pot heater, yeah. My flower pot convector heater with tea lights. It's, I mean, I know it might sound a bit Victorian, but I live on my own. I've got no kids, I've got no pets, I've got no money. So I have to do what I've got to do to try and make sure I can get through this without having to ramp up all the prices in the shop and the classroom, which would impact you as well. So I've ordered a log press. You know, the one that you turn paper mache into logs. I've got one of those coming in the next week. Well, you've got to cut your cloth according to your means, and I know for some people that's not even possible. I don't earn much, but I haven't got any dependents of any form, so I can happily just put on 3 jumpers and have solar lighting. But it works. I wasn't sure how much it would reduce my energy bills, my electricity bill too, but it seems to, it's not going up. And I've actually not had an email from our energy provider to say that it's going up in October, which I'm sure they would have to do by now. And I'm not on a fixed tariff either. So, I don't know. Looks weird with that glaze there, doesn't it? Do you know what, Sue? They're not as bright. They're the same as a lamp. And what the solar lights that I've got, I had to get online, which I was annoyed about because I wanted to try and support locally. But they are a panel, and the panel you can turn on or off, and you can change the brightness and the warmth of the lighting, and you get 2 spotlights that shoot off, and then you get the solar panel. So what I've done is I've got one solar panel in the windowsill, and then I've trailed it into the living room through the window that's closed and up a standard lamp, and then I've got another one in another table lamp, and then in the kitchen I've got it through the window and it's up. I've got a spotlight on either end of my wall units in my kitchen. I mean, it's like having a low wattage lamp on in the room, but to be honest, that suits me. I don't have big lights on. I'm just mixing a really dark blacky browny sludgy colour. Might throw in a bit of cad red in there for the tower. Now there's not particularly a light source for this, and I'm really going to have to get a wiggle on if I'm going to try and do this in the next 15 minutes. I don't know why I do this to myself. I say that every week, every month, don't I? So for those of you with garden solar lights that are just sitting there, oh yeah, it's okay to read by. If you're sitting underneath the lamp, you can read by it, but if it, yeah. I mean, the kitchen and bathroom, I've only got one set of two in, where in the living room I've got 2 sets of 2. But because I've got them facing downwards like a lamp, they're not going to be as bright as if I had them just facing out. Oh, do you know what? I haven't put the sky in through the window. The window there. What a wally. Block that in. So yeah, join me for some more energy saving tips. Hello, Lollipop. We're 20 minutes into a 45-minute demonstration. So yeah, we're currently working on next year's classes. So I'm making the paint slightly runnier. I'm using acrylic paint today. I'm using a mix of acrylics. I've got, because I've run out of one, I'm using sea white, black, and Sennelier abstract acrylics. for the others. I'm using canvas paper, so it's canvas on paper, and brushes, just quite cheap nylon brushes. I think the yellow handled ones were 10 in a pack for £7 that we sell downstairs, and these black ones are sea white brushes, which are about £3.90 each. So I'm keeping my lines so I can see where I'm going. A little bit anyway. You can see I've left little lines. Less waterfalls next year. Yes, less waterfalls next year. I'm trying to come up with a system where we cover a wider range, because I worked out that what the system that I've got in place for the current classes is based on having the same students over a long period of time, but we've now had so many new students join us, which is wonderful, that I can start doing more other little bits. Right, I think that might be enough for that, so I'm going to go in with a thin brush and add a bit more black in there. Not too black. It's difficult because there is no actual light. I think I do need to go a bit darker actually. No actual light source, no sky as such where the sun's shining. But I will make her first, so it's obvious. I'm actually doing, I've planned, and I've got a feeling it's going to be really busy because we've already had people book on, and I've only just started. In December, and it won't be available online, in December I am doing a paint along, a sing along, a Christmas scene, whereby we will be painting a Christmas watercolour landscape, a wintry landscape, and after every technique or so we'll sing a Christmas song. Be in the cafe. There's only 12 spaces and several have already gone. But it won't be online because it's in the cafe, not in the classroom, and I can't sort out all of my equipment to do on live streaming for that, so that's going to be quite fun. A paint along, a sing along Christmas scene. Well, I thought it would be something different. We joked about it in one of the classes the other day, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Why not? So I am confined by time today. We tried to make things as interesting as possible for you all, I know. I'm kind of having my light source coming from the left. I've just decided that. So I've got a bit more white and a bit of ochre in there. The difference being with this is that what I don't want is for it to disappear into the sky. Just use my fingers, a bit of finger painting, because this paint is really drying. little dots underneath, so this is going to be quite crudely painted. It's Friday evening, Friday the 9th, I think. I haven't posted about it yet. I've literally only squared it with Kathy yesterday. Thank you, Liz. Oh, everything's going off. I've got a shop full of people, and I've got to finish this, and I've got the phone ringing. I'll be back in a sec. Song sheets provided. I'm using the texture of the canvas here just to give me a bit of a heads up. So it's going to be quite a rough and ready painting this because of time.